Well, kia ora te whānau and welcome to Final 6 basketball here for the NZNBL for 2025. It's Eliminator 1 live from TSB Stadium here in New Plymouth. Taranaki Airs up against the Tauranga Whai. Looking forward to this game with the winner moving on to the semi-finals. The loser's season is done. So a lot at stake in this game. Glenn Lama here. Casey Frank with the call this evening. This is fun. Casey.
This is what we do it for, Glenn.
Fun.
This is what we do it for. If you can't get up to this, you might as well try doing something else. Playoff time all season long. They get to the moment where it's do or die. And the fans at home think it's going to be the Taranaki Airs that are going to be doing the living after this one.
Wow, look at the percentage there in the Good Health poll, brought to you by Viralex. The trusted Viralex range is here to support the whole family through winter. Available at Chemist Warehouse. Not much love for the Whai. Come on, fans, where are you?
Well, there is a team that snuck in the back door to qualify for the finals, so perhaps thinking that the form of the Airs coming in a little bit better. I can see why you would think that, but I feel this Whai team's going to be pretty dangerous today.
Absolutely, yeah. Let's just remind everyone of the standings. There's Tauranga sneaking in to 6th place on points percentage. Taranaki had a good, strong finish to the season, didn't they?
Yeah, they really dominated for a majority of their opponents throughout the year, and the Tauranga Whai absolutely snuck in on the back door because that's the 3 teams behind them on the ladder. All lost games, the Jets and the Bulls on the very last day of the season. The Giants losing in the last week of the season. Had any one of those 3 teams won one game last round, they'd be in the finals. Instead, it's the Whai. All you got to do is survive. They got through. What are they going to do with the chance now?
Exactly. And Tauranga, of course, got to give a shout out to their Rapid League team. They finished 2nd, and you've been crunching the numbers. If Tauranga's Rapid League team didn't finish so high up, their points percentage wouldn't see them in here.
Yeah, just based on NBL action, it would have been the Bulls who got the nod. But Rapid League, as we mentioned many a time, every bucket counts.
Well, here's the road to the finals. So we've got 6 teams left. We've got the Saints and the Rams already into the semi-finals. But just explain to the fans who wins tonight, who are they going to play?
Yeah, it's not a straight bracket. You don't follow the line, you follow the high seed. So if the Airs win tonight, they will play the Rams. If the Whai win tonight, they will play the Saints, because the Saints as the top seed in the competition get the right to host the lowest remaining seed, and the Rams have to host the highest remaining seed.
And let's remind you too, the Sharks and the Tuatara do battle tomorrow night, and then the Saints and the Rams come into the playoffs in the semi-finals on the weekend, with the grand final the week after.
It's all coming together. Semi-final weekend, going to be exciting.
So lots of basketball still to come. Let's look at the starting 5 for the Whai. Anzac Rosetta, Mojave King, Cruz Pero Hunt, Sean Bairstow and Sean Murphy. So no changes to their last game. Let's hear from one of those players now, Mojave King, who's been in stellar form.
Kia ora, Mojave King. The Whai have a different roster than what was present during the regular season, but the Airs had good success on the interior and on the glass. What's the key to limiting their impact on the interior?
Yeah, so obviously we're a different team than the last time we played them. We've got, big Anzac in there now, who's going to be big for us. He has been big for us, lately. But it's a team effort. We have to all do our job, make sure we're making everything tough for them, not give them anything easy.
Carlin Davison is a key cog for the Airs. How do you and the Whai look to limit his effectiveness in today's Eliminator final?
Yeah, we're definitely expecting him to come out aggressive, but the coaches always do a good job of just breaking it down, making everything simple for us, and giving us a simple game plan, how to slow everyone down, what to take away from them to make their life hard. So yeah, it's really just going out there and executing after that.
Yeah, Mojave King's having a great season, just his 10th game, but he's scoring at 22 points per game at 47%. Let's look at the starting 5 for the Airs. Carlin Davison, Amon Fletcher, Deng Duc, Craig Moeller, and Jack Andrew, who's had a stellar 2025 as well. He's featured in 19 of the 20 games that Taranaki have played. Let's hear, though, from Carlin Davison.
Kia ora, Carlin Davison. This is a different Whai team than you faced during the regular season, but in those games the Airs were able to control the interior. What is the key to the Airs finding form on the inside again?
Just feeding our big men and hopefully dominating the offensive boards and defensive rebounds too. Both teams have had a big change, but no excuses. So
Mojave King has been a key scorer for the Whai. How do you and the Airs look to limit his effectiveness and keep him from getting free?
Yeah, Mo's an incredible athlete, great scorer too, but we just got to make him take difficult shots and hopefully we can lock him down on defense.
Yeah, Carlin Davison having a good season, 19 points per game of 48%. He's been grabbing 8 boards and 6 assists through the season. Well, key player for the Airs.
I've loved the way he's evolved as a player this year. As we take a look at the head-to-head, there's a season series, 2 wins for the Airs. They won the first game 95-90 of the season, and the second game 75-62. Of course, no Mo King, no Anzac Rosetto in that one, and different players for the Airs as well. But they are still the 3rd leading highest scoring team in the competition. The Whai, the lowest scoring team in the competition. Look at that 3-point percentage. There's a big difference there. The Whai, the worst 3-point shooting team in the league by percentage. The Airs not much better, but the Whai shoot a much higher percentage. The Airs look to attack the rim, and there's that matchup. Mo King against Carlin Davison. 2 of the premier athletes in the competition have great size. Mo's on the wing. Carlin's going to have the ball in his hands. Who's going to impact it most, and who's going to impact the other on the defensive end? All key to who's going to win tonight's matchup.
Yeah, Carlin Davison was in stellar form in that match in May. 17 points and 18 rebounds. And Jack Andrew for Taranaki on that game in late April, that first clash, 29 points and 15 rebounds. There is another element as we welcome Callum Welsh, Regan Ashley and Hayden Pipe as the officials for this game. There is another issue that we need to talk about prior to tip-off here. On the bench for the Whai are Carter Hopoi and Xander Masters. They must have got the Concorde out of retirement to get these guys back to New Plymouth in time for this game. And Matt Lacey is apparently here as well, Casey.
I'll tell you what, if there's one thing I know about the BBNZ budget is do not afford the Concorde to get us back to New Zealand. Those boys were in cattle classes. Many a tall black has been throughout the years, but fantastic to see them there. You see Matt Lacey on the side. He's handed coaching duties tonight to Thane Bennett because he's been there for the week, building the game plan over these few weeks. He's going to be the assistant tonight. I am wondering if Carter Hopoi and Xander Masters are going to be available in this game. They've had a lot of travel. It'll be interesting to see how available they are and what kind of a load they can offer.
Yes, just to recap for you, they were playing for the New Zealand under-19 team at 3 o'clock in the morning on Monday morning New Zealand time against Slovenia in that 3rd place playoff, and here they are less than, 72 hours later in New Plymouth playing for the Whai.
Yeah, everybody says they want to play for their country, and then you find out what it entails.
Exactly. So let's see, but they are both listed, Xander Masters and Carter Hopoi, on the bench for the Whai. Carter Hopoi in particular has been a key player for the Whai through the season as well. So let's see what is going to pan out with Masters and Hopoi.
What I'll be watching in this one, Glenn, is really the 3-point frequency for this Whai team and which team can find a little bit of rhythm. Craig Moeller and Dengdut have been so influential from deep. A couple games ago against the Rams, Moeller went 9 for 11 from 3. Those 2 guys combined for a lot of threes over the last 2 rounds. But if it's not falling for them, not a lot of other shooting options on the Air squad. Conversely, for the Whai, we're looking at Cruz Pero Hunt. Can he get hot? Mo King.
He's got to get hot.
Well, he had a 43-point outburst a couple rounds ago, and in that game, he was 6 for 8 from 3 in the first half before he cooled down in the second, and the Whai ended up losing that contest because they ran out of juice against the Sharks. But if he's able to find that kind of range, if one of the 5 players can get hot from 3, or if some of those Taranaki players can get hot from 3, that's going to tilt this game in their favor.
Yeah, well, let's see what happens. The Whai, they've been kind of underrated in virtually all their games this season. They've got a habit of winning games that you expect them to lose, so who knows?
I remember when I made my preseason picks, my predictions, and one of the first games I did live was the Whai, and Matt Lacey came up to me, Coach Matt Lacey, and said, "Oh, I see you picked us out of the 6." I was like, well, I got to pick somebody, but I was one of the underraters. I just didn't see the roster, how it was going to come together. That said, a vastly different roster. Mo King and Zach Rosetto coming in has changed the fortunes of this team. Without Rosetto, they don't have the front line that can compete with this Airs team, but as it is, depending on the minutes that Hopoi's available, he's going to be the lone big man against Andrew and Moeller up front. Who's going to win that arm wrestle of a matchup is key as well.
Yeah, critical Anzac Rosetto, who's going to contest the tip if the Whai stays out of foul trouble. A couple of games ago, we saw him get in foul trouble. Let's get the playoffs underway for 2025. It's the Airs and the Whai here in New Plymouth. So thanks for joining us here on Sky Sport for the Cells NBL. It's an eliminator game. Loser is gone from the season. The winner moves on to the semi-finals. And here is King straight away.
He's going to be aggressive all night long, and that's key if I can get some offensive rebounds.
He's a fantastic driver to the basket as well, and that's being tipped out, and here comes Davison.
You like that 3 attempts at it, though, that kind of offensive rebounding to help the Phi.
And Zach Rosetto really key in that area. Davison.
I thought it might have been Mo King on Davidson, but they've got the length of Bairstow. He's got the same tools, but more length than Mo King does.
Be an interesting matchup, isn't it? Back to Fletcher. And Fletcher gets the scoring underway.
Armand Fletcher, unavailable last round, had a lower leg complaint. Was questionable for today's matchup, but not questionable on that jumper from the corner. First touch, tickles the twine for 3.
And he's going to get that home crowd involved in the game as well. That's the other issue. What about this home crowd advantage? Big key, isn't it, in basketball?
Yeah, certainly in this Ayers crowd can get some excitement going, and they're happy about these turnovers early. This is what gets this crowd fired up, them running.
Fletcher for another 3. Ooh, close call there, and almost getting the rebound was Mola.
Both teams are going to have to gang rebound every possession. These two teams really like to crash the glass for those second chance opportunities.
Bairstow and Zach Rosetto putting up the 3 ball. He's away with another rebound.
Surprisingly adept shooter from behind the arc this year, Rosetto has been.
39% from the 3-point line.
Yeah, did not expect him to be shooting that well, but he has found the touch on admittedly low volume.
Here is Andrew getting to work, and no right luck for him on the roll on that one.
Clever attempt at the finish, a little off balance, but doesn't get the roll.
Here's Murphy looking to up the pace. He can't score either.
Nice defense by Jack Andrew. Physically contesting without fouling is going to be key for that Bears front line.
Davison. And now the triple, so low shooting percentages for both teams so far.
Davidson has been more aggressive on shooting that 3 when teams go under the screen. Let's see if he keeps doing it after the miss.
Bairstow pulls up and nails the first jumper for Tauranga.
He's an X factor for this Phi squad. He's such an interesting player, has a lot of skills, great size, but hasn't really found his scoring touch. If he can hit those mid-range shots and be a threat, the Bears defense is going to have to shift towards him.
Davison and Andrew. Again, the Phi defend effectively. Here's Tero Hunt. Tero Hunt lays it in. Nice transition play by the Phi.
I like the Phi's pace, a little bit quicker than you normally see him, and the nice decision by Cruz Tero Hunt. You see this Phi team attacking, and Duke just stepped out of bounds for no reason. That's really unfortunate. That kind of lack of awareness, you just can't have that in finals basketball. This is more than likely going to be a couple of possessions in it at most. And those are the things that can come back to bite you.
Exactly. You think about them, don't you, when you do that sort of stuff as a player?
You do if it's close enough at the end.
King for 3. And there's the first bucket from long range for the Phi.
He's come out very aggressively. They're going to have to go out there and contest, which is going to open up things for him on the drive.
Nice little 7-0 run here for Tauranga now. After Fletcher got that 3-pointer early, over to Mulder. There's a rebound by King.
I like that offense, though. Nice delivery to the weak side. Open shot you'll take every time.
Tero Hunt. Now Sean Murphy, he's been excellent. What a pickup he's been for the Phi too this season. Here's Rosetto posting up on Mulder and winning the day.
That's a tough matchup for Moeller. If Jack Andrews not matched up on that Zach Rosetto, he's going to go straight to the post, and he's going to give him the flex on the way back.
I love Jaden Bazan on the bench too. He was cradling the baby. Nice job. Here's Moeller.
Look at this start by the Phi, a 9-0 run.
Oh, and it still might be more than that too, as we see Bairstow coming down court.
Bears are getting nothing at the basket, being forced into jumpers and mid-range attempts.
It's a solid start by the Phi, isn't it? Tero Hunt looking for King again, looking for Rosetto rather.
Just
needed
more patience there, surrounded by guys, and needed an fake to steady his body.
Here's Davison. That's a nice finish from Carlin Davison on the board for his first 2 points.
I love that leadership. We've missed a bunch of shots in a row. Let me just attack the basket, use my physical skills to get this bucket.
And that stops a 9-0 run that the Phi had amassed. And here's King. He's not going to miss many of those from those sort of shots.
Yeah, too easy. I see why Coach Sam McKinnon calls the timeout. That's just that's a Saturday morning run basketball defensively. Just let Mo King come off that on ball right into a 14-footer inside the paint and shoot that without a contest. That's letting a top-scoring player get his eye in early, and that is not what Sam McKinnon and the Taranaki Airs want.
Exactly. So King with 5 points, and this is a good start. Initially, we thought Fletcher with that 3 and Taranaki might get on a roll, Casey, but not to be.
Well, that first shot can often be deceptive. And what I see right now, defensively, is a really nice job by the Phi, forcing these shots away from the basket. You know, there's a lot of threes, a lot of mid-range activity, not too much right at the rim. For the Phi on the other side, they've got great looks everywhere in the paint. There's wide open looks from deep. They've only hit the 1 triple or the 2 triples now, but going to be key for them to be able to keep going with it.
Yeah, the Airs have put up 8 shots in the match so far. 5 of them are 3-pointers. They've only converted 1.
And that's not really their game normally. You know, this is a team that traditionally has skewed those 3-point shots across the season. Their 3-point rate was at 38%. That's the 9th lowest rate in the competition. Compare that to the Phi, who coming in over across the regular season had the 2nd highest 3-point rate, where they had 42% of their shots from deep. So the Airs, I think Sam McKinnon say, hey, let's get back to work. Let's get DKP in there and go to the post.
Coleman Portal, yes, is on the court. Is Mola short with that shot?
That's a good 3, though. That's inside out, wide open look, great screen, but he's going to have to start hitting them.
Jaden Boucher gets an early boarding pass into the game. Interesting call by Coach Bennett too.
That's for Anzac Rosetto as well. A bit strange that he came out the game.
Oh, indeed.
Didn't hit the rim, only 3 seconds on the shot clock, got to get it up.
And there's Bazant. Yeah, good defense played by Taranaki. So
foul called on the shot.
No way.
Oh, that challenge there was so wild with the clock running down. Gets up, that's going to be 3 free throws for Mojave King on this one. Unfortunate error by the Taranaki Airs defense with the shot clock running down.
That's a couple of big plays now. We saw Duke stand on the base, on the sideline, out of bounds, and now this one. King going to the line. He's a very good free throw shooter from the Chemist Warehouse stripe, 80% this season.
Well, I love this start from the Phi. Defensively, they have been basically the best team defensively all year long. They do an excellent job of forcing teams away from their strengths. And right now, their strength is not the 3-point line, but that's where most of the Airs shots are coming from.
Interesting that you're right, that Rosetto was pulled. No fouls have been conceded by any Tauranga player just yet. King with his 3rd and final free throw from the Chemist Warehouse stripe. Succeeds there, so 2 from 3, so 13-5 lead. Duran now out there. There's Mola. Coleman Portal. Oh, the hands let Andrew down, and here comes King. Fast break opportunity. And it's a foul, I think, by Duran before Davison attempted the Showtime block.
A great transition opportunity, and that's what you're so fearful of. And Mojave King is the one who picks up the steal, his ability to grab and go. Look how quick it happens. Foul down low, well timed by Davison, but too much contact by Duran. And he's got to understand that Davison's coming back to do that. You just want King to go off balance with the shot, too much contact, and a chance to build this lead to 10. A lot of people saw this one coming wrong.
Indeed. But if this man here keeps scoring, you know, he dropped that 43-pointer not long ago. He's capable of taking the game away from any team. This is his 2nd. Come on, Porto. Oh, he stood on the baseline. There's more possession coming for the Phi.
Missed free throws here, not ideal, but the Phi continuing their onslaught on the glass. The Airs not as locked in as they need to be. They need to do a much better job of controlling the defensive glass early in this one.
Oh, Rosetto back out there now after a short breather. Murphy. There's Pero Hunt.
A little zone defense from the Airs now.
Mixing it up a little, aren't they? Bazan, nice little pass into Rossetto. Down low, oh, King left it behind.
Really nice entry pass there. And good action against the zone. The high post catch for the big, the weak side flashes, and had that look down there, but just tries to go up for the finish a little too quickly. Ends up in a turnover.
Davison, yeah, love it. Oh, the block though. No, the foul.
Called. I did not see a lot of contact there. I think Mo King a little bit unfortunate. Love the defense, spinning, getting in front. Love the offense as well, really shifty, multiple changes of direction. Not often you see Carlin Davison get to the end of his shot and the foul called. And really clean up high, must have been some body contact on the takeoff.
Davison to the free throw line now. 65%, it's one of the stats from the Chemist Warehouse strike there. Perhaps could be improved in Davison's play as Sam McKinnon ponders life. And his team being 9 points down. Davison 0 from 2 from that visit. Jaden Bazan. Concede only 5 points so far is a pretty good effort from Tauranga.
You see a lift in defense by the Airs now. This game is much more reminiscent of their team's second meeting of the year.
Yes.
With the 75-62 matchup that the Airs ended up winning on this court. Not the track meet they had way back in April. You can see both teams have changed from those squads and they've become much more interested in the ball control aspect of the game.
Yeah, 185 points in that first meeting between the two and 137 in the second.
You know, only a 50 or so difference.
Here comes King again. Rossetto, nice little layoff to Jaden Bazan. Beautiful ball to King. That's fantastic play.
Look at the movement, the energy, the enthusiasm that the Fire play with. Really just a step quicker than the Airs right now.
Davison comes straight back.
He's got that eye in, and he starts to get aggressive when he feels his team needs it. And they need to create that scoring. They need him to continue with that penetration. Great elevation on the finish.
Murphy again. Hero Hunt looking for Murphy to roll away. Zan. Rossetto. King again. There's that mid-range jumper from Mo King.
Oh, he's feeling it.
He is.
He's off to a start. He's been really aggressive. That mid-range is hitting with ease.
12 points. There's Fletcher for his second three. Is that over there?
Yeah, it's Steng Dutt on that one. It runs the lane, that wide open look, gets his eye in and hits a big triple to cut that lead back to single figures.
Wow, it's an incredible start for the Fire here. Beautiful ball into Murphy. It's double teamed though. Pero Hunt, nice fake at the three.
That's close to a 3-second call.
And he's coughed it up anyway. Here's Davison.
Great screen.
Davison.
Oh, can he get it in there? Gets the tip. The stick-to-itiveness, Carlin Davison. Fantastic screen by DKP to clear it out. Good defense by Rossetto, but the stick-to-itiveness of Davison gets the tip in.
Here's Bazan finding space down the lane, and there's more points for King, and it's a three-point play as well.
His penetration, early shot clock penetration by the Fire is causing real problems with the Airs rotation. That first rotation comes over for the help, but that second rotation's not there on the Mo King cut. That's why he gets that wide open look, and then also gets the contact in the end one. He is off to a blinder of a start. 14 points already, looking at 15 here. We're just in the opening quarter.
Crazy, isn't it? He's 5 from 7 from the field. He's already missed 2 free throws from the Chemist Warehouse stripe as well. 3-point play is good for King. 9-point game it is again.
Well, it wasn't that long ago we saw the season high score come out of his hands, 43 points, 5 for 7 from the field right now. He is locked in. He's taken 2 shots from deep and hit one of them. This is not what the Airs wanted to see.
I want to say, I called that game, but I can't quite remember how many points he had at halftime, King, in that one, but it was way more than half of the 43.
Yeah, he was up there towards 27, 28, I believe, in that one, and he's on track for at least that today.
Dutt. As it slipped out of his hands by Sean Murphy. It's still going to be Ayers' ball with 7 on the shot clock.
Murphy's a player signed during the season that's gone under the radar. Great size, good toughness has really offered them a lot of versatility in the lineup.
He's a very solid player, and there's an ambitious play. Fletcher's lost it out of court.
He felt the contact low, but when he went up to finish that with just one hand, when that contact sort of knocked him a little bit off balance, just did not have a chance to corral it. Another turnover for the Ayers.
Comes Jaden Boucher again, he's back out there. Again, Rossetto sitting down, having a little bit of a breather.
Really rotating through these lineups quickly.
What a great pass to Biesto.
And also, 7 on the shot clock.
Zant's got to do something here. Up by Xavier Adam. And it hasn't touched the rim, and it's going to be his possession.
A missed shot, not the greatest look, but if you're Coach Bennett or that Phi coaching staff, you love that energy. Everybody crashing the glass, still moving around. The team connected defensively. Dream start really for the Phi here on the road.
Interesting to see Xavier Adam into the game this early as well. Last minute of the first quarter.
McKinnon's looking for a spark. He needs something. He needs somebody to give him Davison a rest as well.
Do it. Trying to get around Bairstow, run out of real estate almost now. Fletcher, and he has run out of real estate.
Got the foul though. Oh, saying out of bounds, you're correct. I thought it was a foul, but that's not what's called. I thought there was a ton of contact there. Personally, I'm agreeing with Armand Fletcher on this one. Be interesting if we have another angle of it. But if not, we're just going the other way. We see what Sam McKinnon says. And I think Cruz Bureau Hunt took a shot to the twig and berries. Hopefully that comes back with a bit of time.
Don't know how that happened, but we know exactly what happened. Okay.
Just take a little bit of time to get the breath back.
Let's go. Quarter time coming up, 43 seconds. He'll be right. Here's Bairstow. Kings, 15 points in the first quarter. Outstanding effort from him. Bairstow again. 7 on the shot clock. Way off target there on that little fade away. Now, the Bears have got 17 seconds here. Mola. Down by 7, maybe 6. That would be all right. Given what's unfolded to the start of this quarter. Do it for 3. He's away, and that will end the first quarter. What an excellent quarter of basketball has been in Eliminator 1 for the Phi here in New Plymouth. They're up by 9. It is 21-12. (21-12) it is. The Phi up by 9. King has scored 15 of those 21 points and a 71 point percentage there, Casey, which has been fantastic.
Well, you know what else is fantastic?
Yes, I do.
A large cheese pizza from $25.99, just what the kids were asking for. Online code SalsPlayoff25. That is valid until Tuesday, the 15th of July, or use that QR code on screen.
Second quarter underway, and here's to hopefully spark something for Taranaki here. Still only down by 9. So lots of encouragement, especially if Jack Andrew gets going. That's his first 2 points.
Yeah, and I like this. Attack and Jack Rosetto inside. He's got a little big body. You need to keep going at him.
There's another foul. Bairstow. Moeller's going to collect this one.
And Bairstow, nice aggressive drive. Moeller thought he got away with some good defense there. Instead, it's going to be Bairstow to the Chemist Warehouse stripe for the first attempts of the second quarter.
Bairstow, one of the better free throw shooters in the Whai team, 79% this season. Yep, had to happen. Commentators curse early in this one.
Whai overall, not a great free throw shooting team at 71%, sitting 8th in the competition overall.
Second one's good for Bairstow to have 3 points.
Well, let's see where the Airs go for their offense. Not a lot of options without Carlin Davison out there, or without the ball in the hands of Carlin Davison, I should say.
Here's Andrew back to Dutt, over to Davidson. Again, good defense by the fight. Jaden Boucher creating uncertainty, and here's a turnover, and King. Oh, it's a clean.
It's off his leg, maybe. Great hustle by Dutt.
Also Davison with the initial little play at the ball.
That was very stealable. Boucher would have turned his head the right way.
Exactly, here's Dutt again. Boucher marking him now with 7 on the shot clock. There goes the 3 ball from Moeller, not to be.
Third wide open look he's had from that side of the court. He just has not found the range yet, but he will take those looks, and he tends to get hot as the game goes along, so the Phi need to clean up that defense.
He needs to get hot soon. Casey's 0 from 4 from the field now, as we see King putting in another 3.
He is already on. It is infrared heat coming off of Mojave King right now, all over the court. 18 points.
I was surprised Bairstow gave him a little side 5 there. He would burn his hand. That's how hot King is. Here is Dutt. King trying to get to him defensively.
Great contest.
Oh, so there was no foul again. Boucher with the rebound. There goes Boucher again. Stolen by Fletcher.
Just got to be a bit more deliberate with the basketball. Through the Phi and the Airs, just being a little bit loose with possession. You gotta just make sure that ball's into the hands. You gotta set those screens, be a little bit more physical, because just a wee bit of an uptick in effort overall by the defenses.
It's Pero Hunt, just 2 points for him so far. And up here is Xavier Adam. Here's Murphy for 3.
Nice contest by Moeller, able to help out in the post and still get a hand up.
Cruz Pero Hunt for the second opportunity. Rosetto up there, trying to get the offensive rebound, and he's frustrated, didn't secure that one.
And a nice job by Andrew to knock that out of his hands. Would have been a sure 2 points on the rebound had he got it.
Moeller back to Davison. Adam remains out there. Davison's going to put up a 3. He's well away with that one, Rosetto.
Yeah, if I'm playing defense on Davison, I know he's an okay good shooter, and you don't want to let him have shots, but if he's shooting that as opposed to driving on me, I feel like that's a win.
Moeller, nice little hand in there. 5 still at 12 on the shot clock, though.
Rosetto just pulled back his hands trying before that catch. Needs to go meet the basketball. Instead, Moeller's able to knock it away.
Bairstow. Smoking again. Look, they let him have the good 3 ball again. That's come off Sean Bairstow. It's Taranaki ball.
And, Phi really creating a lot of space with these screens, all ball or down screens, whichever they may be. It's been difficult for the Airs to chase those shooters consistently coming off that action.
Davison bringing the ball down court. He's the leading scorer for Taranaki with 6. Pass over to Adam, back to Davison. There you go, that's what you were talking about. Oh, he's missed again.
Just frustrated. He's making the moves. He's getting to places where he can finish, but just hasn't found the roll. And you can just see this Air searching for some momentum, just looking for something to come their way, but haven't really been able to string it together yet. I think it has to happen here. They need to create some offense with their defense, some turnovers and fast break activity.
They're starting to look a little frustrated now, aren't they? Here's Pero Hunt working off Rossetto. Now he gets the pass, big Anzac, and he's got the foul in the three-point play.
Just nice job by Cruz Pero Hunt off that screen, putting the defender in jail on his back, keeping him there. And that forces Jack Andrew to come up, leave Anzac Rossetto, opening up that passing lane. And then the patience on the catch. Rossetto catches it, up fake, gets Andrew to commit that foul. I believe that's his second. So he's gonna head off the court now because he's in a little bit of foul trouble. Actually, sorry, that's just his first, but he's off. And now Rossetto might have a little bit more space on the interior with the other big man on the court sitting on the pine.
Let's see if Rossetto can complete the three-point play from the Chemist Warehouse stripe. Not to be on this occasion. Come on, Portal back out there now. But this lead is 13, Casey, 13 points.
And here comes the zone. Phi tricking up the defense a bit, messing even more with that rhythm the Airs are looking for.
Adam for three. He gets it, Xavier Adam.
Young fella just, he let that one up. That was a no, yes. I thought that was a bad shot. Suddenly it's a good one, down just by 10.
Well, that 13-point lead up to that point was bigger than it's ever been. And there's King. He's got too much room to finish that one off. Another timeout called by Sam McKinnon.
Mohamed King, so much movement. Fakes that handoff and just cuts back door. Just outworking the Airs defense right now. And that's why they're up double digits. And if you want to be up, score that free fuel with Waitomo. Get your moolah now, scan that app, and see if you can't win some free petty or free some win fuel. Who knows?
Yeah, I was sitting with Kaysen in here the other day, and she did a little spin as that popped up, and she actually was a winner.
I think everybody's a winner. I think everybody gets to be a winner. Why don't you get that code and find out what you win? Actually, and don't quote me on that, but quote me on this. To'ihi Members Weekend is here. Saturday and Sunday, exclusive membership offers. That QR code's going to get you there. It's not open yet. The 12th and the 13th of July on the back of the To'ihi schedule, getting released this Friday. Find out what all the games are, and then get your membership passes. Exclusive offers from every team in the competition. Fantastic kickoff, tip-off to the 25 To'ihi season.
And of course, all those games coming in October, and all live on Sky again.
All live on Sky again. Details on the exact makeup coming Friday.
29-17. Why? And here's some numbers again for you. King has 20 of those 29 points. He's shooting the ball at 70%, Casey.
You know what that means if I'm the Airs? Hey guys, can we make somebody else score? Anybody else? That's what, if I'm saying, just hey, let's send two guys at milk and keep him to the ball. Force somebody else to do it.
Already got 3 rebounds as well. At the other end of the court. Here comes Adam. The rollers come on. Porto gets the offensive rebound, now goes to work on Rossetto. Lost his balance though, didn't he?
Yeah, I would have liked to have seen him go up with it immediately. He took his time, and then Rossetto pulls the chair out on him, so he loses that balance, and going to be a turnover, ball going the other way.
King just not looking after that pass. Bonus possession coming here for Taranaki. Here's Xavier Adam. Davison again, looking off Mola. And that's well defended again by Anzac Rossetto.
Davidson's getting to his spot, but that's good physical defense by King to force the miss.
Rossetto.
He thought about it.
He did, didn't he? He more than thought about it.
But nobody was going for that fake, I'll tell you that.
Oh, Bairstow's got an ace to put that one up. And Mola is off. Davison's there for the Showtime play.
Is that a charge or a block? Block is the call.
Bairstow. Interesting call that one, Bairstow. Just point out that he built a statue yesterday.
Yeah, he's saying I was pretty set. Don't know if we'll get a second look at it, but it looked like was a decent job defensively. Here he is in transition. Yeah, I really don't know what he's supposed to do. Not that necessarily it's a shooting foul, but to me that looks like more of a no call. If you don't think if you think the defense is set, but that's not what the water card officiating crew saw. So off to the stripe goes Moeller.
There are his first points of the game for the Australian. How long ago he banged 9 threes in one game.
9 for 11 against the Canterbury Rams that game.
And he didn't get any inside the arc in that game.
Not a one. 27, just straight triples. The game has changed, man.
It has 2 points there, though, from the Chemist Warehouse strike for him. That's that lead back to 10.
Back to the zone, are the Airs. They're trying to give the Phi a little bit of their own medicine.
Murphy demanding possession. He's got it. Cruz Pero Hunt. There's the foul. Well, the block's not going to count because Cruz Pero Hunt was fouled before that.
Yeah, unfortunately for Xavier Adam out there on the wing, he just jumped to the middle, opened up that baseline drive, and got completely out of position. And that enabled Cruz Pero Hunt to get that deep penetration. The contact doesn't get the hoop, but he gets the harm, and off to the Chemist Warehouse stripe for 2.
Cruz Pero Hunt on 2 points. His role's changed, and fair play to him and a couple of others as well. When King came, everything changes when a player like that comes in, Casey.
And it was King and Rossetto together at the same time. You know, they had different imports to start the year and decided not to go with their point guard. Chris Jones decided to let Talib Zana go as well because he wasn't giving them what they needed on the interior. And Rossetto, his rebounding, his low-touch scoring has been a big addition, gave them that second dimension. And then similarly, when they brought in King, that was just the scoring punch this Phi team needed. Still hasn't lifted them off the bottom of the scoring ladder, but they've got a little bit more when it matters.
Oh, how about that from Carlin?
Oof,
that was the play of the day. So far.
Is pretty. Oof. He can put you in a spin move, always ready to change directions.
Awesome play from Carlin Davison. Back comes the triple, though, from that man again, King.
23 points. He is feeling it from deep. Woo. His 3rd triple of the game, 3 for 5 now.
Here is Coleman Poltor finding some open real estate, and that's going to force a timeout called by Tane Bennett for the Phi.
Yeah, and just a little bit too much freedom for Carlin Davison if I'm the Phi defense. I don't want him to have that much freedom of movement coming off, forcing that help side to come. And what a beautiful pass by Davison, penetrating it right into the pocket. DKP doesn't even have to work for it. Set up on a platter for the 2-point finish. And that's the kind of basket attacks that this Airs team needs a little bit more of.
Exactly. Well, what about that play before that, though, from Carlin Davison? He created that one, but the one before was all Davison.
Yeah, if you're leaving defenders on an island to guard Carlin Davison out of the wing, it's not going to end well, especially if you let him have 3, 4, 5 dribbles. Eventually, he's going to be able to get to a spot where he can just elevate and finish over defenders.
Well, score at the moment.
Oh, not the slap on the head the second we got on camera.
Yes, it was. 34-23, 11-point game.
Nothing like some, let's hope brotherly love, or friends, I don't know, you know.
It's just one mate knocking some sense into the other. It's all good. 34-23, just King, 23 points. Wow.
Has matched the output of the Airs. All on his lonesome. Next leading scorer on the Phi has 4 points. That's Cruz Pero Hunt.
Murphy. Oh, that's Davison. Or is that Coleman Portal?
Yeah, that's Davison, I think, from behind. Just a slap you don't need to get into. You know, he's well defended there. He doesn't have anywhere to go. And you're coming across the arm, so one that is difficult to get away with. Just hacks from behind.
Well, that's the second foul too for Davison. So Jaden Bazant back out there now. Here he is, putting up the 3 ball. Ooh, Jaden Bazant's got that in his game.
Well, they're getting a little bit hot from 3. That's 4 out of 10 now. At 40% are the Airs. A huge punch off the bench from JB Smooth.
And this is 14-point game now, biggest of the ball game as Coleman Portal puts up the 3, and There's Bairstow gobbling that one up. Jack Exeter out there now for Taranaki. There's Bairstow going around Exeter. Bazan doing the same. Not getting the roll off the rim. Jack Andrew with the rebound, and here comes Carlin.
Watch out! I think we spoke too soon on the play of the game, Glenn. Fantastic. Cleared for takeoff. Number 2, Carlin Davison, smashing it on the fast break.
And here's another shot. No, the Phi have still got it.
Well, I thought he was out of bounds when he tried to save that. Stays with the Phi, though.
Great scramble by Jaden Bazan. Here he comes, Bazan again. And that's worked out okay for Murphy.
Offensive rebounds, these second chance opportunities, really hampering the Airs transition attack.
And what we've got here, Jack Exeter is going to be called for the foul.
You actually say, well, I can't get away with that. Look at the size of this guy. Let me hang on for dear life a little bit. Just a little wee elbow.
Little fellas are the ones to watch, though, sometimes, Casey. You know that.
Well, and I think it was in the last win. I believe the Airs were +9 on the glass. And this one, they're -9 right now. Wow. It is a -8, a 21-13 advantage, but that was before this little double offensive rebound possession.
So Anzac Rosetto goes to the line again. Second visit in the game.
Iron on kind. 7 for 12 now are the Tauranga Whai.
That's not great, is it? They're 63%. In fact, just under now. Goes for Rosetto, 1 from 3 from the Chemist Warehouse stripe. That lead back to 13. It's been around 12, 13, 14 for a while now.
And the Airs would love to make a move and get this under 10 before halftime. The defense is fine. Holding the Taranaki or Tauranga Whai to 38 is good, but 25 points, that is not the type of offense this team's capable of.
Still really searching for plays like this. Haven't unlocked the Phi defense at all, as we see Davison this time manages some success.
And you need to pressure him at 15. If you can just walk into that jump stop from about that range, it's going to be mudder for him.
12 points now for Davison, and here he is flying in to get the rebound. That was awesome. Mola pushing it out to Durand. The defense by Bazant, and there's the steal. It is Murphy. Oh! But Davison was going to swat it into the stands.
You love that hustle. You love that work rate. Great steal by Murphy, gets in transition, but Davidson's ability to get back and use his leaping ability to make that shot more difficult than it needs to be. So impressive. You love that hustle. And he's got 2 personal fouls. If he fouls there, he's out of the game for the half. Well, the gamble pays off for Carlin Davison in the Airs.
What do you reckon Davison's vertical leap is?
Enough. Enough to do whatever he wants.
There's Durand. Fade away from Jalen Durand. That's sweet as that one.
Yeah, they need a little bit of offense created by somebody other than Carlin. And they found it a little bit there. Jalen Durand, an aggressive scorer with the ball in hand.
First time the lead's been back under 10 for a little while now. Here comes Bazant again. No, that's Pero Hunt. Here is Rosetto. Here's King again. Giving it to Rosetto. And Rosetto's fouled by Andrew, who really hasn't got himself into the game, Jack Andrew, just yet.
Yeah, fouled by a few people there. I think it was Jack Andrew up high. He picks up his second personal foul, I believe. Armand Fletcher underneath. And we've seen Mo King just move away from the shooting the basketball, but that time tries to create something for Anzac Rosetto. He says, finally I get a whistle. Off to the Chemist Warehouse stripe again. And Mohamed King, 23 points. He's been at that number for a fair while now.
Yes.
Still pretty good just before half.
Isn't it? Is Rosetto. 3% from the Chemist Warehouse stripe again. Just a little bit on the low side. 8 from 14 now. Rosetto up to 6 points.
Back to 10 points.
1 minute to play in the second.
Airs are looking for, they'd love to get a 2-for-1 in this last minute. 2 buckets to 1 bucket or no buckets.
Here's Durand.
Davidson sits for the final minute to avoid that 3rd foul.
Here comes Bairstow again. Anzac Rosetta doing a fantastic job on Jack Andrew in this game. Basically taking him out of the game. Bairstow almost loses it. Murphy gives it to Rosetta. Here he is, the big fella going to work.
He's got speed and he's got power. The quick attack that time.
And he's firing his guns right there, Casey.
Save the energy, big fella. Don't use it all up on the celebrations. Just Defy doing such a good job of retaliating, answering the attack. When the Airs make a little run, the Phi have found a way to come back from it.
Like this too, a little bit of pressure down court coming from the Phi here. Here comes Ding Duk, who's back out there now. About a 4-second, 3-second, 4-second differential between the shot and the game clock here as we see Fletcher. Kelman Porto. See what luck he's going to have against Rossetto. Backs out of it. Good. 4 on the shot clock for Fletcher. Fletcher desperate to get a good look. It wasn't a good look, but it's still 2 points.
And then we see the BNZ player timeout called by the Tauranga Whai. Going to leave a couple seconds on the clock for them to retaliate. Man, it's just so hard for the Airs to score in the half court. This rotation by the Phi, very impressive. And they get a little second to talk about it with that BNZ player timeout. No more tickets to the big games, but still thanks to BNZ for sponsoring that throughout the year.
Yeah, it's been awesome. Of course, their investment into the future of New Zealand basketball is second to none. Let's see what the Phi can do here with this last 2 seconds. Bairstow, Rossetto, yes!
The Airs had the chance to get their own timeout, but they didn't get it. What a nice sideline out of bounds for the Airs to push this lead back to 12. And
hang on.
I think they called the player timeout. I think that's what happened, so they're going to give him a little bit of time. That is the call. So they're saying it was verbally called when it went through. DKP had that ball. Let's see how much time they get left. They might have one. Anzac saying, hey, that should have used up all the time on that tip. But regardless, beautiful setup. You know, the action you always expect. Back screen lob to the play, but a lack of communication by the Airs, which has been an issue today.
0.5 seconds.
You hear that? Everybody heard it at home. 0.5 seconds is going to be on the clock. So with 0.5, technically you can catch and shoot.
Well, pretty much like Rossetto did just there.
Well, that's just a tip. You can still catch and get into a shooting motion, a full catch in 0.5. To anything 0.4 or less, it's got to be a tip.
Well, it's got to be something for the Airs. Let's see what they can do. It's going to go to Mulder, and a nice little hand in there from Cruz Pero Hunt ended that. Just scrubbed it out. So the Phi complete a very good half of basketball away to Taranaki in this eliminator game. They've got a 12-point lead at halftime, 43-31. 43-31 it is. What a half of basketball we've seen here from the Tauranga Whai, who qualified in 6th place after the regular season. Taranaki, of course, the home court advantage, finishing 3rd, but this is an eliminator game. The loser is out, and the winner goes on to the semi-finals. And as we go through these Chemist Warehouse stats, Mo King, he hasn't scored for a little while, but to pour in 23 basically in a quarter and a half, eh?
Not bad. It wasn't even that. It was about 11 minutes when he got it done. Anzac Rosetto backing him up well with 10. Davison doing the heavy lifting for the Airs, but overall, they just can't find the range from deep at just 23% on the glass. A 7-rebound advantage for the Phi right now, led by Rosetto and Murphy doing the hard yards. Moeller and Davison leading the way for the Airs, but not where the Airs would expect to be in that category. Taking out the assists, 11 assists to 6 in total in favor of the Phi, led by Bazant and Bairstow at 4 apiece, doing the facilitating. No surprise, Carlin Davison at the top of another statistical category for the Airs. 4 blocks in the game, 2 by Davison, 1 apiece by Murphy and Rosetto, protecting the cup. And then 5 total steals in the game, 3 by the Phi, 2 by Mojave King, who was doing a little bit of everything in the first half.
Got to say a shout out to Anzac Rosetto. You know, Jack Andrew has dominated a lot of teams this season, and he dominated the Phi in their first meeting this year, Casey, with 29 points and 15 rebounds. Rosetto has kept them very quiet in the first half.
Very quiet, not a lot of touches for Andrew. Of course, there we've got a new initiative here in the NBL, the fans MVP vote. This is different than the mixandpick.com poll. This is vote for any player in the league. Over 1,000 votes already in less than a day. Make sure you get your vote in. Who you think is going to be the fans MVP? Have your say. Use that QR code to get your vote in soon. You can vote once a day, so once you got it in there, keep coming back.
Awesome. Well, let's see if the Phi can kick on in the second half and go on and win this game. Can King and Rosetto keep their outstanding form going in the second half? Or can Carlin Davison, who's already put on 2 big Showtime plays in the first half, can he get his Taranaki team going for what will be a big comeback here in New Plymouth? Second half coming up shortly. Well, Eliminator 1 half-time here. This is the Tauranga Whai coming down to New Plymouth and getting a very nice lead. 12-point lead. It's been double digits for quite some time, and it all started with a 9-0 run at the start of the game after Armon Fletcher nailed that first three, and since then the Whai haven't looked back. So let's see what happens in the second half, though there is a lot more basketball to come, remember, over the next little while. As we check out the good health poll again for you, and the Whai, well, they started at 14%, Casey, but they're doubled now.
Yeah, I think I might have missed the boat on that one in the early goings. If you didn't switch your vote, might be too late now, because this Whai team is well in control, dominating from the floor, and they're really doing it with defense. Held the airs to just 38% from the field and 23% from the line, from behind the three-point line. But what's most been pointed out the most, Glenn, looking at the stats, and we discussed during the break, is the free throw discrepancy. Ayers at just 2 for 4 for 50%. The Whai 9 for 15. A big 7 extra points at the Chemist Warehouse stripe.
Yeah, the Whai have only conceded 2 fouls in the first half. That's a very disciplined effort. Now, don't forget that Sharks Tuatara game is coming up tomorrow at 7 o'clock. That's going to be live here on Sky Sport from Invercargill. Can the Tuatara go all the way down to Invercargill and beat the Sharks? We'll find out tomorrow. And depending on who beats who in these two games, it will depend on, that will determine the semi-finalists for the Saints and the Rams. Repeat the equation again, Casey.
The lowest remaining seed goes to the Saints. If the Whai win today, they're the lowest seed a seed can be. They will be going to Wellington on Sunday. And that would mean the winner of the 4-5 matchup goes to Canterbury on Saturday. But if the Airs win, they will be playing the Rams in a rematch of last year's semifinal. But to get that going, they are going to have to start finding some offensive activity on the quick.
Exactly. And Jack Andrews going to have to get into the game. Just 2 points and 1 rebound in the first half for Jack Andrews.
Dad is the best. Number 25, fantastic stuff. Love to see the family out. Young Kelman Poto out there made the trip. There's been a couple of stories about how much DKP has missed his family up in Auckland. Well, he's been down in down in Taranaki, but school holidays, young fella gets to come down.
Yeah, hopefully the team will reward that faith in the second half, but the Whai, of course, will be doing their very best to ensure that doesn't happen.
Where do the Airs go for energy? Where do the Airs go to disrupt this offense of the Whai? They need to create some transition opportunities. They cannot depend on their half-court execution. It's just been too tough to crack this Whai code. They have locked down opponents all season long. They love playing in the mud, and they love forcing teams away from their strengths.
Yeah, lacking an on-court general in this game, aren't they, the Airs? Third quarter underway. Here's Biesto.
Look at that, Davidson on Mo King now. They switched that defensive matchup up.
King.
Great box out by Colin Davison on Manzak Rosetta.
Wasn't it? So Taranaki start defensively, just what they would have been looking for. Here comes Dutt over to Andrew. Nice play from Davison, and there's Andrew getting the foul, and that might kickstart Jack Andrew.
I really like that action. because Carlin Davison's still the guy they're looking for, but they did a nice job on that play of not starting the ball in his hands. He comes off a down screen, comes up with a little activity. Here you see he's on the move, the defense is chasing, they have to adjust, and that opens up the opportunity for him to create for Jack Andrew. See if they can't get him going a little bit here in the second half. And he gets to the Chemist Warehouse stripe for just their 5th attempt in the game. This is a team that averaged 18.5 free throws against the Phi in the regular season.
Andrew, good stuff from him, 2 from 2. He's doubled his tally to 4. And again, that lead back to 10. Phi for a while have built a force field on like that 9-point margin. Taranaki just can't bust through. There goes King for 3, and there it is, extending back to 13.
Nice flare screen there. Really created that opportunity, and Andrew does not come up high enough to take away the shot.
26 points already.
And 4 for 6 from deep.
King, look out. He keeps scoring the way he's been going. Now Davison's going to put up a triple. Andrew can't get the rebound. Rosetto has got the loose ball.
That was all Cruz Pero Hunt coming out of his zone to get that rebound out of Andrew's hands.
King!
Oh, that would have been nasty.
It would have been. He left it for dead there.
If he would have got that English off the glass, that would have been something else. Instead, goes back the other way. For me, the Airs have to be within 10 points heading into this 4th quarter. They just don't have enough offensive firepower today to make up a bigger deficit than that.
So a big 8.5 minutes coming up for the home team. Now Davison looking to work up some moves here on Bairstow. He does a good job there to create space for himself.
Yeah, really nice body control. Gets that bump to get Bairstow off balance without dropping the shoulder and fouling.
Looking to Bairstow. He's looking to create the havoc down there. Now Rosetto's in good positioning. He helps himself. In fact, that's Murphy for 2 points.
Yeah, Sean Murphy. The Sean's connected on that one. Right place, right time. Easy finish.
Murphy up for, that's his actually first points in the game. Andrew just keeps it in court. Here's Davison. Nice pass.
Carlin Davison, facilitation machine. No angle there. He's got no angle to get on the baseline. Somehow finds a crack of daylight and then sneaks the little scoop pass through. Armand Fletcher moving without the basketball. So key. Creates that angle. The bump down low, the finish. Exactly the spark that the Airs need here in the second half.
Davison, 14 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists now for him.
Yeah, it's the triple-double alert once again. Always a threat when he hits the court.
Fletcher with the 3-point play from the Chemist Warehouse stripe. Nice job from him as well as we see Bairstow. Hero Hunt. In the corner, it's Sean Murphy. And Sean Murphy for 3.
Timely shooting. Nice little drag action. Murphy spaces to the corner. Catch and shoot. Simple offense. Good results.
Murphy scored the last 5 now for the Phi. Just when you think the Taranaki Airs are coming back, the Phi kick clear again. There's a 3-ball from Mola this time. He just can't nail it from long range in this game.
Greg Moeller giving him nothing today. 0 for 5 from the field. 2 points on the day.
Murphy. In the post here with Fletcher. Murphy, yes!
Armand Fletcher checks the shoes, but best check the footwork that Sean Murphy put on you with the spin move and the finish. Strong to finesse real quickly.
You know, that typifies Sean Murphy's contribution to the fight since he came in. He's been really solid.
5 straight points now, back to 15. 5 seconds in the shot clock.
Davison's got to do something here. Now Andrew.
He can hit that.
Not today is Mola, and that didn't touch the rim, so it's a shot clock violation.
Well, listen to the noise that this 5 bench are making. I think we know the answer now to the equation of with Carter Hopewell or Xander Marsters are going to play.
Exactly.
It looks like they're off, but this 5 squad has found a way to do it without him. Playing with a lot of energy, enthusiasm. Their offense starting to click now, and their defense as stingy as ever.
Every time I looked at Carter Hopewell on the bench, Casey, he can't just get the smile off his face. He's loving it.
Things are going well for Carter. 4th in the world, not bad. Now he's looking for top 4 in the NBL. Who's to say which one's more important to him? I think I can say.
Okay, me too. I know it would be more important to me. Here comes Bairstow. Murphy. Rattled off 7 points in this quarter, Sean Murphy now. Besto, lovely tight pass to Pero Hunt. And there's a rebound by Davison.
Those rebounds, I'd love to see the pressure pick up. Just grab and go. You need to start changing the ends of the court with a little bit more speed to the airs.
Davison working off the roll from Andrew. Or the screen from Andrew rather. Now Kelvin Porto. Again, it all looks a little clunky for the airs, doesn't it? There's Mola looking to create space. Can't get a good look.
Physical defense by Murphy there, just not giving up any ground.
Nice pass from Bairstow.
Big block.
Ooh, no foul either. Oh, he lost it.
Bairstow gets it back.
Murphy. Bonus 2 points almost there.
9 points in the quarter for Sean Murphy.
He is just feeling it right now. Another timeout called by Sam McKinnon.
That might even be 9 straight for Murphy.
Yeah.
He's been hooked up with a couple of nice looks right around the basket there, but doing the hard yards as well. Mo King in the first half, Sean Murphy here in the third. The Airs cannot find answers offensively, but they got all the answers defensively.
It's a 17-point game, Casey.
It is not what the Airs were expecting in this one. But, you know, if you're looking to find a little bit of free fuel, make sure you score with Waitomo Mula now. You scan that QR code, use the app, spin and win. Free fuel is on the cards. All thanks to your friends at Waitomo, fueling Kiwis since ages ago.
Sean Murphy, let's have a look here. 4, 7, yep, 9 in a row. Following that three-pointer that King nailed at the start of the quarter, he's got the next 9 points.
They're feeding the hot hand. They're milking that cow till it's dry. Whoever's got it going, they keep going back there. And now, once again, the Airs searching for answers. I said...
Where do they go, Casey?
Well, they have to pick up the pace. They've got to play with a little bit more speed. And they need some more motion on the offensive end. Coming off on ball, letting that defense get set, it's not getting it done. You just need a little bit more activity.
Carlin Davison.
Fouls on the floor. Nice footwork and balance by Davison. Gets nice and deep, but doesn't get the bucket. They got 5 minutes to work this back in. Davison thought he was going to the line, but that's not happening there. No fouls yet on the Airs this quarter. 3 on the 5. Just going to wipe that ball off. Got a little bit sweaty.
Somehow got to. You're right. They've got to get that lead down. They've got to halve it. Give them some sort of confidence going into that last quarter. See if Xavier Adam can spark up something. What about Fletcher? He rolls that one on Fletcher. He's got 10 points now.
Good rim attack. Fletcher playing with high efficiency, but he's going to need a little bit more volume to get the Airs back in this game. But the other thing is, this is very similar to the last matchup these two teams had. The Airs had control the whole game, but the Five had control the full game, but the Airs found their offense late. Can they repeat history?
Well, there's still time for that to happen. Davison.
Mismatch down low. DKP going to work.
Murphy, though, he's a tough character. But DKP wins the day there.
He can be tough as he wants to be, but he ain't got that bone marrow like DKP. That's too big on the block, baby.
4 points for him now. Here's Boucher. Nice pass to King. And King gets around Mola. Another foul on Mola. And it is more points for King.
25 points for King now.
27 now.
So 27.
Yeah.
27 after that one. Forgot about that early.
Oh, no, it's 28. It's 28.
There we go, 28. That sounds even better.
Does.
Either way, more than anybody else on the court right now, attacking the body of Craig Moeller. Gets a little bit out of position. Really similar contact to what the Airs are feeling on the other side, but the aggressiveness of King garners the whistle on that occasion.
King to Chemist Warehouse stripe, and there's the and one. So he's got 29 points now, and that leads 16. It's getting bigger.
As much as it's the offense or the defense or offense for the Airs, it's got to be the defense now. They got to find stops.
Jaden Bezant gonna lay in 2 easy points. Now Davison. There's a foul by Bairstow.
Just the unforced errors by the Airs. handing baskets to the Phi. They don't need the favor. They're doing well enough without it. 18 points to lead. Nice pass by Xavier Adam there. And you see Sean Bairstow get his hand on the arm, and he picks up his first personal foul. Second, oh, is that his third? That might be his third personal foul.
Davison desperate to cut this lead. The Phi have put on another 8 points since quarter time. In fact, it's 7 now with that free throw falling from Davison. That's that one too from the Chemist Warehouse stripe. Davison up to 16. It's just a lone soldier pretty much at the moment. 16 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds. Jack Andrew has still only got 1 rebound in the game.
Well, Jack Andrew, his production can come and go, but to me it's all about Craig Moeller. 2 points, 0 of 6 from the field, 0 of 5 from the three-point line. He's got 5 rebounds, but if he does not find some form offensively, there just are not enough points on this Airs roster to get back in the game.
Pero Hunt. Boucher, back to King. King, close to cracking 30. Now Davison, look out. Pushes the ball over to Exeter, who's come back out there, and there's been turned over. In fact, it's still going to be Ayers' ball. Boucher doing a good job there.
I mean, just a lot of confusion on the faces of the guys there. Trying to avoid the basketball. And they're trying to avoid that defense, but not being aggressive enough. You need to keep attacking that defense to force them to bend. Otherwise, you're going to be on the back foot all night.
Coming Tortul. Fletcher. Basket for Fletcher to make there. Boucher's got the ball, and here comes Mo King again.
Nice rebound by Boucher going out of his cylinder to get that one. Looked like it was DKP's for the putback, but Boucher comes out of nowhere. Those big plays, little plays that get their job done.
There's Descent. Get the 2, but there's Rossetto. He's been a menace down there.
There goes Armand Fletcher's leg. He's been injured. He was questionable coming into the game. He missed his last game. And I think, I'm not sure if it was Anzac Rossetto landing on him or him landing on Rosetto's foot. Oh, never mind. That's just the spot, the nether regions where you don't want to get any activity. Second time the Twig and Berries have been attacked today. Let's move the camera off this one, hey? Can we go to a different shot, please? We don't need the close-up of the man in tremendous pain. As we see the Airs try and give him a moment, but how about the Phi? 16 points up, 13 minutes and 25 seconds left in this ball game. There we go, Armand Fletcher back to the feet. He'll be making his way back to the bench, and both teams will have this little blow. Rosetto's going to go back to the Chemist Warehouse stripe, where he is 2 for 5 on the day. Overall, the Phi 10 for 16. The Airs have gotten there a few more times. 4 attempts at the half, now 7 for 9. But the Airs they can't trade buckets. They have to make inroads, and they are making none here in the second half.
Rossetto 2 from 5 from the Chemist Warehouse stripe in this game. He's contributing really strong. He's got a double-double, 10 points and 10 rebounds. And most important, he stayed out of foul trouble. Only conceded 1 in the game.
That is the key. But part of it is the style of play they've forced the Airs into. We haven't seen a lot of touches for Jack Andrew. He hasn't had to go one-on-one against the big fella, and that's kept him from getting his hand caught in the cookie jar.
Rossetto up to 11 with that free throw, lead 17. As I mentioned earlier, it's grown in the third quarter. Here's Durand for 3. Hard luck for Jalen Durand.
In and out, good offense, but unrewarded.
Hero Hunt. And he's fouled by Davison. He's going to pick up his 3rd foul.
Yeah, the 3rd personal. And you see this frustration on the Airs, but they need to stop looking at those officials and start looking at answers that they can impact. Davison goes high, a lot of body contact. Cruz Hunt really searching for that foul, and he found it.
Hunt to the Kimmis Wau stripe. He goes.
You hear the disappointment in the crowd as well. It is silent in here.
Yeah. It's a lot of expectation and the form as well coming into this. Taranaki pretty hot form. Hunt gets one from two from the Kimmis Wau stripe. He's got 5 points. And they lead back to 18. It was 12 at the half. So the 5 added another 6. Ingdut. Now Duran. Get the glass, and now Duran's going to go to the line for 2 free throws.
Nice use of the shot fake. I thought Duke might have had that finish when he was in the paint. He kicks it out. Duran works hard to end his trip to the Chemist Warehouse. But a couple of points there could be just what the doctor orders. He gets whacked from behind by Jaden Bazant.
So Duran's first visit to the Chemist Warehouse stripe in this game. The free throw diseases catching.
It is that way inclined. It never just catches one player on the team at the same time. It catches everybody.
No real pressing from Taranaki in this game either. Maybe they should just mix it up or do something a bit different to create some uncertainty.
Well, they've been a much slower paced team since they lost Foxwell.
Yeah.
And since then, they've looked to slow it down. I don't think they want that speed up, but the Phi certainly do. Cruz Hunt with a big bucket. 20 points plus. Here we come, Phi.
This is blood on the dance floor here in Taranaki at the moment. Duran over to Kelman Porto. Just salvaged by Dut. And now here's Davison. And that's come off Bazan. It should be Taranaki ball.
Excellent work by Dom Kelman Porto underneath. Retrieving a couple of possessions. But if these buckets don't start falling, it's not going to matter. 3 for 18 from behind the arc now are the Airs. Oh, my.
Oh, what about that inbound pass? Here's King.
I thought King was going to challenge Carlin Davidson at the rim. They decided to pull it back.
That would have been fun. Desto.
Phi need to stay aggressive offensively, though.
Here's Murphy for 3. Well, he checked for Sean Murphy after nailing 9 points earlier in the quarter. Oh, still just the 2 points from the free throw line in the game. There's a little, whoa, hang on. It's an offensive foul going against.
That's on Dom Kelman Porto.
Yeah.
Just got out of a cylinder. Well, was still moving when he made that contact. Didn't get set, and that's one that the officials have been keeping a tight eye on all season long.
Here comes Sean Murphy. Jaden Bazan. Inside the last 90 seconds of the third quarter. Bazan, tailor-made for Jaden Bazan. He doesn't often miss those.
And Coach Sam McKinnon has to call a timeout. He can't wait for the end of the quarter. Has to burn it now because the Airs have no answers for the Tauranga Whai, who are cruising their way to victory here at the end of the third quarter.
Lacey right in there too. He's fresh off the plane after coaching that New Zealand under-19 team to 4th place at the World Cup.
Just no energy for the Airs. They cannot match the energy and enthusiasm of the Phi. They're not doing it with execution either. I mean, it hasn't been, you can't really point to anything that's bad, you know, for the Airs. They've got 9 turnovers. They're not rebounding great. You know, they're down by 5 in the glass. They haven't really got to the line, but it's just a accumulation of a bunch of things that are average or below. And that sees them down 20 points, and a crowd that was ready to rock is suddenly certainly not. They are rolled, is what's happening to them. The expectations were not here.
It's still Mo King with 29 points. He set up this big margin with a really good first half. Zero, the only other player in double figures for the Whai. He's got 11. Davison with 16 points. Taranaki flex with 10. Jack Andrew back out there now for another bit of action. He really has to get cracking now. Calvin Porto. Here's Duck. And Rossetto, there's a nice show ball by Calvin Porto.
His third in the last couple of possessions. Oh, that's I don't like that call. That's a complete bailout. You know, Don Calvin Porto just makes a drive. The whistles from the weak side of the court. They're calling the elbow. From the angle we saw, to me, it looked a lot like a cell job, but Mo King does it here. Let's take another look at it. Oh, yeah, well, from the angle we have there, you can see he extends that arm. So, man, I think I got that wrong. Let me apologize to Coach, official Callum Welsh.
Well, he was right there, wasn't he? Here is the last minute now of the third quarter. Zero back to King. Mola with a rebound this time. Pressure mid-court by Bazan. Davison. That's a sweet shot from Carlin Davison. He's up to 19.
I really don't like the shot itself, but they get the turnover and now a chance to get back-to-back buckets.
Davison looking to push the pass. Do it.
And they can take the last shot of the quarter if they so desire.
They need it. Calvin Porto. Didn't quite get the roll, and now they're giving Tauranga a chance here. Pero Hunt. Oh, this will be big if it falls from Murphy. And it's not going to fall, and that will be the end of the quarter. Still a really good one for the Whai. They'll put on another 7 onto that 12-point lead at half. And the Whai in a dominant position heading into the last here in Euclid, 67-48. Tauranga Whai, just 10 minutes of play away from sealing a spot in the top 4 here in the Cells NBL for 2025. Don't know if they'll be celebrating with a large cheese pizza, but I can't see why you can't at home.
Why not? I know my kids would love to celebrate with a large cheese pizza. None better than Sal's, $25.99. Use that online code or the QR code next time it pops up.
Taranaki get the fourth quarter underway. Here's Davison. Mola still can't get a three-pointer. King with the rebound. He's 10 from 18 in the game. Besto dominating the Good Health MVP vote. Not surprising. Nice pass into King from Rossetto, and there's 2 more for Mo King.
Clever footwork, freezes him with the up fake, and then has the body control to go with the reverse. They got many better offense than this. They can't just chuck up triples because they are poor from deep. They are just 4 for 21 from behind the arc now.
Hunt back to King. Nice little move on Davison. Nice pass into Rossetto, and Rossetto completes another 2. This is an absolute bath coming in this game.
The Fire just clinical in their attacks right now.
Here is Fletcher trying to create another stop. This time it's Sean Murphy with the block. The 5 benches up again. Murphy did well to keep that ball in court. Bairstow. Rosetto. 5 on the shot clock here for Anzac Rosetto. It's been turned over and Molar's given it to Davison. Jack Andrew. Here's Dutt. Mola. Finally
hits one. 1 for 7 from behind the arc. Cuts it to 20. And a little trickle goes right. But they got to match it with some defensive stringing of those stops together.
5 points for Mola. Now here's Bairstow. And here's Davison with a foul. That'll be his 4th foul. Davison is down with an injury. What's happened there? Could be the trilogy.
Does not look good. That's another. somebody see. Oh, that's in the face. Actually, it looks like he's grabbing the face. What is he grabbing? I don't know. If there's another nether region shot, somebody has to check to see if one of these Fires Draymond Green disguised in somebody else's uniform. Right to the face there.
That's the face, yeah. Just an awkward collision there. He also conceded the foul, remember. So Davison is going to have to play on with 4 fouls here.
You can't put him on the pine.
No.
There's not a lot of activity when it's not him.
Props to Tane Bennett here too. Casey's done a pretty good job in the absence of Matt Lacey, who's missed the last 2 weeks over in Switzerland. Pero Hunt. Nice play. That's superb.
Just clinical in their attack, and the energy to the air is just not matching what the Fire bringing right now. And unfortunately, it's most important on the defensive side.
0 up to 15. That's the season's average score now. Duran looking for some action. Can't get it. It's just one of those days. Pero Hunt salvages it just in the nick of time. Here goes Cruz Pero Hunt.
All coming together for the Fire. The balls are bouncing their way. The loose balls are dropping in the hands. And it's just been one of those nights that they've been on the good side of luck.
Andrew with a quick pass to Davison. Nice. Mulder can't bully his way to the basket on that play.
Just good hustle by the Fire, getting back. Not making things easy, just making the Airs work for everything, and they're just not able to get everything they need.
Turned over, here's Fletcher. And there's a little reaching by Murphy.
Got that one.
Exactly. I feel like the Fire just eased off the gas a little bit. Got to be careful here. There's still 6:40 to go.
I think they're talking about maybe not calling this one. We'll see where that foul was. See, that foul's early.
Is he calling for an unsportsmanlike foul there, Fletcher?
That'll be interesting. That'll be interesting if it is an unsportsmanlike. There's not.
Yeah, there's refs having a corridor there, Casey.
Well, I'm not sure exactly what it is. Are they trying to decide if it's an N1 on the floor or if it is an unsportsmanlike? Take another look at it. I mean, there's not a play for the ball. I mean, it looks like unsportsmanlike. Let's see.
Let's see if we can pick up the official.
Okay, so it is unsportsmanlike. It's going to be 1 free throw and the basketball.
So Fletcher gets that lead to 19, and so we've got a timeout call for both teams to just talk things over.
Could you have called that timeout while they were still discussing things, guys?
Exactly.
Could have gone over arrested, but does not look promising for the Airs. The deficit increases on that free, or the deficit just seems to be increasing on them. Can a miracle?
Well, look, I've got to say, I like the way the fight just felt like they just lost their intensity in that last 30 seconds to a minute, Casey. Yes, they got a big margin, but the game is still there. 6:40 to play at that time, and I just wondered whether the fight just needed to just hit the reset button a little.
Yeah, you know, they're not
stay sharp.
Out of time. Anything's possible, but this offense just has had no answers against the Phi defense. They have not been able to force that defense to bend whatsoever. We haven't seen any real scoring runs of a flurry here or there to the basket. But the second that Airs offense starts to exploit a little bit of weakness, the Phi get some mortar and patch it right up.
Well, here's the MVP poll. It's still dominated by Mojave King.
Good health MVP poll, and Mojave King, he's got some good health on him.
31 points and 4 rebounds.
And an easy 31, an unforced 31.
Yeah, it's a good word to use, isn't it? Here's Davison. Ooh, Coleman Portal. Speaking of King, he wore one there from Coleman Portal.
That was a solid screen.
Here's Bazant. Davison gets another rebound. Remember, he's playing on 4 fouls.
A little triple from Armon Fletcher takes his time, teases the defense, and now we're down to 16.
Exactly. Biggest lead of the game. Remember, it's been 23.
And I like that foul by Jaden Duran there. You know, just get a little aggressive. You know,
got nothing to lose now.
Get some fouls. You might as well just get in there, get some contact, see if you can't get a favorable whistle or two. And start forcing some turnovers.
It's only the second foul of the quarter. Taranaki, it's just the same old story when you're down by 16, aren't you? Get a couple of stops, get a couple of threes, and hello, the margin's back to 10. Anything can happen in the last 5 minutes.
Anything can happen.
I mean, in that under-19 game on Monday morning, New Zealand was down by 10 with 30 seconds to play and only lost by 4.
Well, I mean, not a great one to try and get the hopes up, because it's still a loss.
I know, but my point being, they could have 6 points in 30 seconds. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. It's amazing how many points can come your way.
Murphy. King being double teamed. There's a little tip, and there is the stop. Here comes Davison. Porto on the run. He's lost it, though.
Davison delivered that basketball a little early. I think Kelvin Porto not quite expecting it. I love the push. I love the energy. But once again, the turnover. And there haven't been a ton of them, but just enough. That's the 12th of the game for the Airs.
That foul went on Fletcher. It's just a second. I need a basket here just to settle there. Nerves and composure. Here's Bazant. Jaden Bazant. Yesto with 4 on the shot clock. Oh!
That kind of night. That kind of night for Bairstow. In the 5, it's just chuck it up, watch it, knock it down.
8 from 19 from three-point line. Kelvin Porto helps himself to 2. Now it's tipped in by Davison.
Davison with the smash. And now a chance to set the defense up and in. Nice job by Davison on that one. Looked like it was going to roll off. But when you got that kind of vert, you can get up there quickly.
Yesto now. 3 means he has 6 points now. Real blue man, isn't he, Sean Bairstow? And he's called a BNZ player timeout there.
Interesting. Safe possession, probably would have been a 5-second call. But you take that one away. You never know what might happen, but the BNZ player timeout was called by Bairstow. The BNZ looking to inspire that next generation of Kiwi hooper.
Hey, I got Dom on me, that's fine. I got Dom on me. That's fine.
Looks like the Airs are back in this zone.
17-point margin. Biesto.
Davidson still active. But they need to
Selfie stick out there to grab that one.
They got to play faster though. It needs more speed.
Davidson, nice pass. That's good.
Colin Davidson continues to fill the stat sheet. DKP continues to be a weapon off the bench.
21 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists now for Carlin. He's getting close. He won't care about any of that. He's got to somehow inspire his team. They'll come back here with 4:15 to play. King. Stuck into the hands of Bazan.
Yeah, and that was great defense. They're working their way in, but the Airs have to finish possession with rebounds.
Murphy for 3. Duran's picked up the loose ball. Duran for 3. Yes, Jalen Duran.
Another big DKP screen frees up a shooter. And now we're down to 12-point difference. Working their way back, chipping away. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with the first step.
Exactly. They might be taking the scenic route to victory, but as long as you get to the destination, you're there.
That's the key. Mojave King, 60% of your MVP vote. Carlin Davidson hot on his heels. Sean Murphy, Armand Fletcher, KPH, Cruz Barrow Hunt, the other recipients of votes. Ooh, Carlin just sneaking up a little bit. I think those are the right choices. Those are 2 players that have really affected things. How about this line by Carlin Davidson today? 21 points, 6 assists, 9 rebounds, or sorry, 9 assists, or 8 assists, 9 rebounds, 3 steals, 2 blocks. Mojave King, 31 points, 4 rebounds. And Zach Rosetto, 15 points, 11 rebounds.
And Davison's been playing on 4 fouls for a while too.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing the Phi attack him a little bit, try and get him out of the game. 12 points of difference with 3 minutes to play. That feels doable.
It does.
Suddenly the Airs find a little bit of activity. And let's not forget, last time these teams met, it was in this building. The Airs outscored the Phi by 11 in the final quarter to win by 12, or win by 13, 75-62. They just couldn't get the offense going in the 4th. Can the Airs do it again?
Murphy gives it to Pero Hunt. There's a foul.
That's on the ground. So no free throws on this.
Another foul on Armand Fletcher. That's his 3rd.
It looks like Craig Moeller might have gotten a shot in the solar plexus.
What's up with this game?
Moeller saying, he elbowed me in the chest. Why is that a foul on me? And the answer is because you're moving.
Biesto. Rosetto. Zant with 6 on the shot clock. There goes Davison with his 10th rebound. He needs 2 assists for a triple-double.
Keep it going, Carlin. All about pace, needs some speed.
Oh, what a pass! There is the assist.
He's right there. He's got 1 more to go. Well, that's the 10th assist.
That's 9 now.
9 assists.
Yeah. What a pass. That was one of the best ones.
He could set the plate. DKP finishes it.
Oh, they've lost to Tauranga.
Oh, the crowd getting a little bit excited now. They can feel it happening. All the good stuff coming their way.
10-point game. This would be remarkable. Still a long way to go, though, for Taranaki. But they have time. Here comes Carlin Davison again. Fletcher. Tipped by Murphy.
Rebound.
That was great.
That takes that one away from DKP. Fletcher almost gets the steal. this rebounding as a collective. The Phi, a smaller team, but they have done the heavy lifting as a whole.
And back to Desto. Now Rosetto in the post, is he? Yes. Nice from Anzac Rosetto.
Timeout to the bench.
Yeah, that's exactly what the Tauranga Whai needed.
Sam McKinnon knows that bucket hurts. 17 points, 11 rebounds for Rosetto.
He's had a big game. Really big game as Anzac Rosetto. Well, Anzac Rosetto's season high is 24, by the way, so he's got a little way to go there.
Not worried about season highs right now, worried about victories. And we're a little bit worried about the good health MVP. Is it going to be Mojave King? It looks like it right now. Could it be Carlin Davison?
He's got 3.
Davison with 21 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists. One more assist for a triple-double. King's numbers at the moment, 31 points, 4 rebounds, and 3 steals.
Did a lot of that damage early. Had 20 in the opening quarter. And now, time is of the essence. 2 minutes and 6. Shouldn't they bring the ball? Oh, I guess there's not less than 2 minutes left. Has to be all the way down here. 12 minutes, 12 points, 2 minutes, 16 seconds. Do you believe in little miracles? The Airs need one today.
Davison. Working off Kamanporo. Screens have been fantastic in the game. Oh. At least there's the foul there on Rosetto.
DKT goes to the other side with the reverse. Gets the whistle on Anzac Rosetto, who picks up his second personal foul.
He's been good off the bench, Kamanporo, in this game.
It's been really effective down the stretch of the season as that extra weapon, as that third big. Such a gifted post scorer. Has grown his all-around game as he's become more of a veteran now.
Stepped up with Jack Andrew, who's been struggling in this game. 4 points and 1 rebound for Andrew. Mola, too, been kept very quiet in this game. Credit to that Phi defense.
Reggie's given up a lot of his minutes to DKP. 9 points for him now.
This is the second, and there's Besto with the ball for Tauranga.
Phi just want to use every second of that shot clock from here on out.
Murphy. Yeah, they're just soaking up the time now.
You need to stay aggressive, though. Can't get passive.
Exactly, and that's what Murphy tried to do there, Besto, but in the end, Taranaki. Now they need a score here, the Airs. Fletcher. Duran.
Everybody's hunting the shot. No, somebody needs to hunt the basket.
Besto sticking to Davison like glue out the back there as we see Pelt Kamanporo. Fletcher for 3. Big rebound there for Cruz Pero. Hunts a jump ball, though.
I think that's going to stay this way. Oh, no, I'm incorrect. It goes to the Phi. And that is going to be just about all she wrote. That was the last lick. Hit that one. They might have had a chance. But with 1:16 and up 11, the Tauranga Whai look like they have enough room. But they still got to finish this one off.
Well, Pero Hunt. I think if they can execute one more play, that man there, Tane Bennett, knows that his team will be playing in the semi-finals.
I'm not sure what this discussion is.
Yeah.
Are they talking about the jump ball and whose ball is it supposed to be? Just deciding what to have for dinner afterwards.
Sells pizza, obviously. There's going to be 5 possession.
Yeah, so they're looking at the jump balls here. Yeah, so that is 5 ball. That was the discussion. I wonder who tried to convince the officials it was the Airs ball. Pretty sure it's ours, bro.
Nice little flick back.
They have to look for a trap in the backcourt instead they get the foul. That's going to send Toro Hunt to the Chemist Warehouse strike.
Toro Hunt been solid all season. 8 points in this game. Tauranga on his free throw shooting hasn't been that fantastic in the game, but in a way, they'll be happy not to have relied on it too much.
Story of the year for the Phi.
Yeah.
Just getting it done. Sneaking the back door into the
How
finals.
many times have you been sitting in this seat or on court side as well, thinking the Phi are going to get beaten, but they don't?
They just find a way. They've been prepared for every game. They play above themselves. And most importantly, they take the opposition out of what they want to do. Game after game. You cannot go to your strengths against the Phi because they have a plan to force you away from it. And now, they're going to be in the semifinals for the finals for the first time in their short NBL careers as a franchise. They're now going to be reaching the semifinals.
Incredible. Toro Hunt. Foul right on the end of the 24 seconds.
This is just the second year this team has been a franchise. We're on the cusp of the finals a year ago. Equal on record with the Giants who made it at the end of the season, but missed out on that points percentage.
Let's not forget, too, that they needed 3 results to go their way after their last game in the regular season.
Watch the Nelson Giants had to lose their game. Bang, job one. The Manawatu Jets had to lose their game on the final day
to
of
the
the
bottom
season.
place team.
To the bottom place team who had lost 15 games in a row. The Otago Nuggets get a famous victory. And then the last one, the Bulls, who looked like they were going to win the game against the Rams. Unfortunately for them, gave another one no way down the stretch. And the Tauranga Whai squeezed their way in with some rapid league activity. And now, on the cusp of the semifinal appearance.
Davison. By the way, he's got that triple-double, folks. Carlin Davison, 21 points, 12 rebounds and 10 assists. Fantastic in the beaten team in this game.
You know, he put in a ton of work, just was not enough shooting around him to complete the job. The Airs just 7 for 28 on the day from deep.
And he's been playing with 4 fouls for the majority of this fourth quarter as well. Oh, there's a bit of salt in the wound from Sean Bairstow.
They're feeling it.
And there is the win for Tauranga. It's been an ambush here in Taranaki as they come down to New Plymouth. There's the 6th place qualifier, and they have smoked the Taranaki Airs 83-67 in just their 2nd year in the league. They have reached the Final 4. Their award, they're going down to Wellington to play the Saints. Well, Casey, we've got to hand it to them. They just got it done in all departments.
Well, defense first. It's been the story of their season all year long. We spoke about the prolific offense of this Airs team. They came in as the 3rd leading scorer in the competition at 93 points per game. They are held to 67 today by this Airs squad. A high and a quarter of 19. That was in the 2nd and the 4th. But that defensive effort of the Phi, combined with timely scoring by Mo King in the first half, Sean Murphy in the second half, who had 9 straight at one point, all 9 points of his came in a straight one, and Zach Rosetta with 17. The collective lifts the Phi to victory, and there they are enjoying it, celebrating with the fans that came and made the trip as they find themselves in the semifinals of the South NBL.
And of course, Carter Horpoy and Xander Masters fresh off the plane from Switzerland with the under-19s that came 4th. Not used in this game. They'll be there for the next game. And you can see what it means to this franchise. Awesome scenes there for Tauranga Whai.
Well, this is what all the work's for. Nobody believed in them in the start of the season. They've mixed that roster around, and on the other side of that equation, it's the Taranaki Airs. Their season is finished. They put in the work at times. They look like a title favorite. But when they needed it most, the offensive efficiency just wasn't there for them. And despite securing that home semifinal, they could not get the job done. So they are out.
Well, appreciative for their fans too, who no doubt could be as disappointed as the players.
And despite that triple-double from Carlin Davidson, 21 points, 12 rebounds, 10 assists. He finishes second in the MVP poll, and your good health MVP is Mojave King. Well-deserved on the day. 31 points on 55% shooting, had 4 rebounds, 2 assists, and 3 steals. Was a plus 18 overall, but he set the tone in that first quarter. And there you have it, leading scorers of the game, Davison and King for their respective squads. Fletcher and Rossetto doing the backup. But beyond those top 3, there was not a lot of activity for either team. Just 7 points off the bench for the Tauranga Whai, whereas the Airs got 18 on the glass. Murphy and Davidson leading the way. 10 assists for Carlin Davidson, 7 for Sean Bairstow. But look at the collective outside of Carlin Davidson. Not a lot of activity sharing that basketball. If it wasn't coming from his hand, just 15 assists as a team. 5 blocks in total, 2 apiece for Murphy and Davison, who had some spectacular ones. No surprise there. The steals. Overall, the turnovers not too bad for the Airs, but just unforced errors. As you can see, just 6 steals in total from the Whai, 3 for Mo King.
Well, there we are. There is the pass. So we're going to see the Whai go down to Wellington.
And lock it in. It's not TBC anymore. The Whai are off to Wellington this Sunday with a chance to knock down your regular season champions.
That means the Rams await the winner of tomorrow night's game between the Sharks and the Tuatara, and that was going to be live on Sky Sport at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Looking forward to that game. So hard luck for Taranaki. They've had a good season, but unfortunately just beaten by a better team on the night here in that team there, the Tauranga Whai, who march on. Congratulations to them, and they will be in the semi-finals on the weekend. Congratulations to them. They get the win 83-67. That wraps it up here from New Plymouth this evening. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you for more Cells NBL action from Invercargill tomorrow night.